greatness that night. It's about the fight. It ain't about the champion. It's about the fight. That's all I care about, the fight.
Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is...
We don't know if Lamont Roach exposed weaknesses of Tank Davis.
It's over, and they will see who the actual champion is in the fight. Calvin Ford, the coach of Gervonta Davis, retorted to Lamont during the rematch press conference. Calvin's forceful and self-assured demeanor demonstrated his complete faith in Gervonta's triumph and supremacy within the ring.
And sit there and say to themselves like they came from a karate movie, man, I want to fight just like Tank. I want to be just like Tank.
Gervonta Davis is giving his forthcoming rematch his whole attention and commitment. Understanding how crucial this battle is to his reputation and career, he has meticulously planned his training. Each lesson is carefully designed to enhance his technical proficiency and physical well-being. Davis is determined to learn from his mistakes and enter the arena as a stronger, more prepared opponent this time. Given that this fight is essential to restoring his dominance in the sport, his team is not taking any chances.
One of the best trainers in boxing, second guy in the corner, is responsible for a lot of the real tactical decisions and tactical analysis that goes on in Gervonta Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents. So to have him talk about what's going on with Lamont Roach, I thought was interesting and insightful, because what he said was that, one, he's not falling for the okie doke. When Mill City asked him, hey, what do you think about the fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer? And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not following.
The Davis's training environment has been reinvigorated since his reunion with Coach Calvin Ford. Their enduring bond is based on mutual respect, trust, and a thorough comprehension of Davis's personality and outlook. Throughout Davis's ascent in boxing, Calvin Ford has been crucial in shaping his innate skill into a skilled, aggressive, and strategic combatant. This new collaboration gives Davis a combination of tactical acumen and emotional drive that boosts his confidence and makes sure every facet of his preparation is in line with his championship objectives.
Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. He says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing. And the fight is going to be similar, but hey, the fight at the same time is going to be very different. Now, I just happen to have a very good friend named Phoenix the Assassin who breaks down fights for me. He's a trainer, got a world-class eye for fights. And what he speculated should be the difference between the first fight and the second fight for Gervonta is that Gervonta is going to need to spend a lot more time fighting on the outside and scoring points for a longer period of time on the outside, and then making sure that, and basically forcing
For Davis, the rematch is more than just a fight. It's an opportunity to restore his reputation and quiet detractors who doubted his skills after the initial battle. This forthcoming fight will be a turning point in his career because the first fight cast doubt on his status. A clear victory would restore Davis's status as a top boxer and demonstrate that the prior result was an anomaly rather than an accurate representation of his abilities. For Tank, this battle has great personal and professional significance.
Lamont Roach, he feels that he won. Like, do you think the best thing going forward, they should just run it back, have a rematch?
Oh, yes, most definitely. I think a rematch is definitely called for. And I think probably, the sooner the better. So I would say, hey, let's work on a deal to where we could get in there within the next 4 to 5 months.
Yeah, I agree there.
Davis shown weaknesses during their first encounter that had not been as noticeable in his prior altercations. As the rounds went on, his stamina diminished and his defense lost its typical vigor. Lamont Roach, the opponent, was able to take advantage of these flaws by launching strokes that disturbed Davis's rhythm and self-assurance. Both fans and analysts found these problems to be particularly noticeable, suggesting that Davis was not reaching his maximum potential. Davis has the chance to correct these flaws and demonstrate his actual abilities in the rematch.
I don't know if Lamont Roach exposed weaknesses of Tank Davis. It very much reminds me of Rolly Romero versus Ryan Garcia. What Roach did, Rolly was doing the same thing. He ended up implementing it better against Ryan Garcia. Tank was having huge issues, and that's the Black Two Sugars. Watch me call that fight. I started laughing. I couldn't believe it because all he was patient with good power. All Roach was patient. He stayed focused. That's why him drinking and partying and shit is messing with me, because he beat him here. He stayed so damn focused, and he knew when Tank was going to punch. He knew when not to punch, and when he countered Tank, he rocked Tank. Tank got rocked at least twice that fight.
Following the altercation, Davis was open about the psychological and emotional difficulties he had faced. He disclosed that his concentration and general performance were impacted by the stress and fatigue. His mental health suffered as a result of the incident, and he was forced to consider quitting boxing. His candor about going to treatment demonstrated the intensity of his battle and emphasized that the effects of the battle extended beyond tangible outcomes. This vulnerability exposes the intricacy of a boxer's life away from the ring.
He wants to do therapy. He wants to do real estate. They want to say he wasn't all in because him and Roach are friends, and he's going to be focused for the second fight. A lot of excuses. They want to say it's because of the braids, the oil getting in his eye. Whatever. This is what really happened. And I just now came to this conclusion because I've been making some other videos for Patreon, but Lamont Roach posted a video recently on...
The atmosphere during Davis's training has dramatically changed in anticipation of the rematch. Every sparring and drill session is carried out with extreme precision and intensity. His footwork has significantly improved, becoming more fluid and balanced. Davis can now anticipate and counter his opponent more successfully since his reaction speeds have improved. Davis is clearly taking this fight as a crucial challenge that demands complete devotion because the once easygoing and informal manner has been replaced by concentrated discipline.
Oh, stop closing up. Gotta let it go. Keep turning, step around. Keep turning.
There is much more at stake in this battle than just titles or rankings. Davis's pride was hurt by the first draw, which also raised questions about his legacy in the boxing community. A strong yearning for atonement and affirmation has been stoked by this personal setback. These days, Davis is driven by a desire to establish his value and regain his position among the best. The rematch is a highly charged meeting, motivated by personal conviction, since it is a fight for respect, identity, and honor.
We got to talk about it. So Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against a Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. There was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was going to look at them like, I don't want her to braid my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims on all his receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
That concludes the video for today. Until the next time, stay tuned.